still united. Hot takes, hard hits. You're all invited. Have at it. Family divided.
Hey, everybody. It's Sonja from El Paso. Sonja Steele from El Paso Seasoned Cracker. Not to be confused with the Saugus Saltines on the right. Second generation American, daughter of an immigrant, non-practicing Caucasian. Not yesterday, not today, not forevermore. And I do have receipts. Hey, I got a special treat for y'all tonight. I've got my family here in Old Central Texas with me. But right now, we've got a special presentation. It's going to be between Erynn Renee and Dante, her son. And we just going to have at it, and hopefully the family does not get divided. How y'all doing today?
Good.
How was your weekend so far, Dante?
It's been pretty good, pretty fun.
Yeah, what'd you do?
Had a tournament with my team over there in, what's it called? College Station, Texas.
What do you do?
7-on-7 football.
Football? What position you play?
I played corner and receiver.
All right. What freshman, varsity, JV?
Oh,
What?
varsity.
Varsity. And how old are you?
15.
All right. And then Erynn Renee. Erynn Renee is my oldest daughter. We're not going to ask you how old you are because, we just don't do that around here.
I'll be 41.
Oh, she is saying it. Yes.
Jesus.
Own
Almost
that.
41.
Okay. All right. Well, today we're just going to have you two kind of like have at it, and hopefully the family does not get divided. But Dante, is there anything that you need to get off your chest when it comes to your mama?
Oh, she going right into it.
I mean, that's what we do.
I don't got nothing like this on my chest that I feel like I have to say. But if you ask me a question, I'll give like my opinion on it.
Okay. So let me ask you this. How was it with your mom growing up?
I don't have any complaints. I don't think I really had a problem growing up. She didn't really do much. Well, like nothing negative.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, I know
Yeah.
she done did a lot.
Yeah, she did a lot, but nothing negative really.
Yeah. Is there anything that you can think of that maybe she did that upset you, or, you felt maybe she made a wrong decision, or you didn't agree with her?
Growing up, no.
Growing up, no? What about
No.
now?
We're still growing up.
But I'm smarter, obviously. Now, no, not really. I don't really have a problem. Just the way we see some topics about like the world, I think her like viewpoint is kind of illogical.
Okay, well, let's talk about that. What viewpoints do you think your mom has that you don't agree with, or that you feel she is not correct in? It's okay. You ain't got to look at her. It's a safe space here, baby.
Y'all gonna look at me differently,
Oh,
but
No,
I don't
we
know
not-
if we should do this.
We're not going to look at
I
him
might
differently.
get canceled.
I know. I
You
know. No, for real. I think
Yeah,
if you're thinking about what I'm thinking about,
and nobody's
probably-
going to cancel you out. This is a
I
non-judgment.
don't care about getting canceled.
Okay, we're not going to cancel you. It's non-judgment. Let's go.
My thing with the LGBTQ community,
Okay, what is your concern?
I think nowadays it's more pushed, and I don't think that's right.
You think people are pushing the LGBT?
Yeah, I don't think LGBTQ is not correct. Like, especially if she's Christian, obviously. That's not the way of how it should go. There's an order for everything.
Well, what does the Bible say about that, Dante?
I don't really read the Bible, but I know that she's Christian, and I've looked it up. It's always been seen as a abomination, like not correct.
Is that what the Bible says, or is that what you've heard people say about the Bible?
That's what it said in the Bible
Where does it say that?
online. But I don't know, like the verses and stuff. But that's like the stories in it.
So my recollection of what the Bible says is God loves us all, right?
Yeah, she tries to say that. Well, he does, but like she says that.
So do you feel like that the LGBTQ is being pushed on us in this world somehow. And
Nowadays it is on the internet, especially like nowadays, like not even just a couple years ago, you wouldn't see that much in like television and stuff. But nowadays, it's like in every movie, every show, everywhere. And I think I just don't think it's correct. I don't think that's how it should be, because he put Adam and Eve, right, to repopulate, and there's no other animal species that mates with each other, the same sex. So I just don't think that's unorderly. Is that a word? I don't think that's. I've never seen it as correct.
okay, Erynn, and go ahead, defend your stance, defend your thought process on that.
That point that you just made, you're referring to like procreation. You're talking about male and female in the sense of creating more life.
I think that's what we're here for.
But I already told you there's straight couples who can't physically conceive children. So not everybody is here to become a parent. Not everybody wants to be a parent. And at the end of the day, you can feel how you feel. That's perfectly fine. You can have your opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. But my whole thing in our last conversation was that regardless of whether you agree with somebody or not, they're still entitled to the same respect as anybody else that you align with, as far as like straight people, gay people, whatever. Everybody deserves respect. Everybody deserves to be treated with respect. You can disagree with somebody's lifestyle, that's completely fine, but as long as you treat them the same as you treat everybody else, that's my only concern.
Yeah, and I never say treat them differently or in a bad way because they're gay. I'm just saying I don't think it's right to
You
push
just
that
don't.
onto younger people.
Okay, so let me ask you this: do you feel, Dante, that people are born that way?
No,
You don't.
no.
You feel like they make a choice consciously at some
It's
point?
it's how they're brought up as children. If I if I have a son and I wave gay stuff in his face, he'll grow up to be gay. But I feel like you're not just born like that.
Do you think it's now for you to have that argument against, now that it's out in the open, you know about me? If I'm telling you, as somebody who's part of that community, that that wasn't something that was waved in my face to make me feel the way that I feel, what's your argument?
Because I sure didn't wave nothing in her face.
She
I
did.
don't I just don't understand on how you could be that, but you have 4 children.
If I'm bisexual, that means I'm attracted to men and women. I just ended up being with two guys to procreate. I can't procreate with a woman. That doesn't mean I'm not attracted to women. But if I'm telling you from somebody, you can have your opinion because you're on the outside. I'm on the inside. So I'm telling you from personal experience. That was something that I knew from when I was a little girl, without it being waved in my face. Nobody pushed that on me, because when I was a little girl, no, it wasn't something that you just saw anywhere and everywhere. That wasn't something I was exposed to. Nobody talked about it. It was something I knew when I was a little girl. So it makes your argument kind of, again, you're arguing from the outside in. My argument is from the inside out. I'm speaking as somebody who's part of that community.
Are you concerned, Dante, that because your mom has told you how she's feeling now and she's opened up to you about that, you just made a comment earlier that you feel like it's the way you're raised that makes you that way? Are you worried that her lifestyle choices may affect you in a sense somewhere down the line?
I'm afraid it will. Yeah, like if she ever got with a woman at this point in time, I wouldn't be a fan of it. I wouldn't like it at all. I would. I just because at some point you were in love with my dad, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how you could do that, have 4 kids, but you still have feeling towards women.
It's about your attraction to women. It's about your attraction to people. Just like you knew from a young age that you like girls, it doesn't matter. That's like saying if your argument is if something is pushed on you, it's going to make you a certain type of way. But I'm pretty sure that you would admit that it doesn't matter what I push on you, you're not going to become gay, right?
No,
It
at
doesn't
this
matter how many shows, TV, it doesn't matter
at,
what you watch.
at my age, no, but younger kids like 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, I feel like that really plays into how they're raised, like how they are when they grow up. That's why
But you
I
knew
feel
when
like
you were in elementary school that you liked girls. You had crushes on girls when you were in kindergarten. You knew
But
that from the gate. You
in
never
his-
came home and said you had a crush on a boy. It was always a girl because you knew
Yeah.
you liked girls.
In his defense, I think he's saying, but he didn't know you felt the way you did then, and maybe if I'm paraphrasing, maybe if you feel maybe that if she would have opened up to y'all or raised you like that, that it may have been differently for you, right?
it probably, yeah. I,
Wait, you say you don't
Yeah.
understand how I could feel how I feel, but I was with a guy, right?
how you could do that and have 4 children and yet still feel what makes you attracted to women?
I just am. I think women are. That's just how I've always felt. It's
I-
not
That's
something-
my thing. I feel like with girls I can understand because women are supposed to be beautiful. That's like they are, but I feel like I have more of a problem with the male side on how you could find another. Men are like more so beasts. They're like hairy, masculine men. I feel like I don't know how you can find that attractive as a guy.
And that's a perfectly normal.
Yeah.
That's a perfectly normal outlook, especially for a teenage boy. That makes perfectly good
Yeah.
sense because you can't, in your mind, make sense of why somebody would be attracted to men. Yeah, because exactly.
That makes sense. I mean that's not just the teenage boys. It's a lot
grown men,
of grown men.
because
Yeah.
you're not attracted to men, so clearly in your mind you can't make sense of why another man would be attracted to men. So that makes perfectly good sense that you feel that way.
Yeah. And with these viewpoints, I don't like to use. I would prefer to use logic more than feelings as like reason. I feel like that's the problem between me and you with these topics. You use your feelings more. I use logic.
What is logic?
Like the order, that's not right.
Technically, that's your opinion. Your opinion
But-
is not based. Your opinion is not based on it. You just said that you Google it. You looked it up online.
But I'm sure since the beginning of time, it's been male with the female.
Yeah, if Adam and Eve were created, okay, we're gonna go with that. But to your point, as far as you don't agree with it, you don't understand it, or you have your opinions about it, that's fine. Again, you can feel how you feel, but at the end of the day, your opinions don't stop the show for anybody. It's just for you. It ties into you and your life. It doesn't. It should not. Your opinion should never spill onto somebody else, especially people that you don't even know. Their life is their life, and they're entitled to live their lives the way they want to, just like you're entitled to live your life the way you want to. And you can feel how you feel. You can disagree. I disagree with people on a whole lot of stuff, but at the end of this, that's their life, and my life is my life.
How do you think, Dante, your life would change if your mom did have a relationship with a woman? How would it affect Dante?
I feel like it would affect me and probably my siblings greatly.
Would it affect you emotionally, or do you think?
I feel
That-
like it would raise me to be a softer guy. I would growing up with another girl, based 2 moms, 2 sisters, and 2 other brothers. I feel like all 3 of us would grow up to be softer. We wouldn't know how to be a man.
What's the difference now if I'm the only, technically in our household right now, I'm the only one. It's just me, a
But-
woman. There's no man in the house.
We had a man at some point.
Yeah. And
yeah,
so
exactly. But
at
now
this-
I know, and now I'm 15. I don't really.
So
kinda
how
have
would
the
it affect?
basics.
So how would it affect you now? You're 15. You're already a man. You on the cusp of being a man. You've
Yeah.
already been taught all of those things. So if your mom was to turn around now and have a relationship with a woman and bring another woman into the household at some point, how would that affect you? It wouldn't make you softer because you're already established in your stance.
and who you are.
I just wouldn't like it.
It would just make you uncomfortable.
Yeah, I would be honestly very uncomfortable to have two moms.
Okay.
I I would just be uncomfortable. I wouldn't like it.
Okay. And Erynn, how do you feel hearing your your baby boy telling you that, "Mom, I'm not comfortable with the lifestyle that you say you might at some point maybe possibly dabble into?" I mean, how do you feel about that?
I'm fine. I understand because he's a teenage boy. The way he views things right now may not be the way that he views things when he's 20, when he's 30 years. The way he views things now is not unheard of or uncommon. It makes sense that he feels the way that he feels. Of course, it's going to be, especially just learning this about his mom now at this age. This wasn't something that I felt comfortable discussing for many reasons. It was kept a secret for many reasons. So this is something now that he's just now learning. So it doesn't bother me because I understand it would make anybody feel uncomfortable.
So Dante, when she sat you down and had that conversation with you, what was your first thought?
When she first told me, I didn't really think much of it because, I mean, at this point in time, she already has 4 kids. She's been with a guy for 17 years. I mean, I didn't think it'd really affect the future more. So I didn't really picture the thought of her having a girlfriend at the time. So I didn't really care about the situation at that point. But now she keeps talking about it, talking about the bisexual stuff.
Does it make you feel uncomfortable, or is it something that you are just really against? Is it you're against it, or is it just uncomfortable for you? Because I'm sure, do you have any friends that are gay?
No.
You don't have any friends that are gay that you know of?
That's the question.
That I know of?
That you know of?
Mm-hmm.
Because I promise you, I guarantee you probably do have some friends, but they don't feel comfortable coming out in front of you.
The only person that seems that he would be like DL in my group.
Don't say no names.
No names.
I'm not gonna say no names, but he doesn't have a father. His father passed away when he was young, so he has no father figure. So that's kind of what I'd be talking about.
Okay. Well, let me just tell you. Okay, I got a baby boy. His name is Micaiah Malik. Okay, and he ain't have no daddy. Okay, and he is perfectly fine. Grew up with me and Omi, and he don't got no problems in his choices.
Not having a father does not make you attracted to men.
But, okay, were you like them at your age? Were you like when you had him? Were you like a softer mom?
I was a horrible mom.
Okay, now these two, they're girly girls. They go out, they have fun. They're like you. He didn't really. You guys were hard on him, right?
No,
they weren't really.
We babied him. He was our
Micaiah
baby.
got babied. Micaiah got babied.
He got babied by everybody.
Micaiah got babied by a bunch of girls.
And look at him.
Listen, a bunch of girls. It was your mom, your auntie, your grandma, and your great grandma were the ones that raised him. He was raised by nothing but women. Ain't nothing female-y about him at all.
So that disproves your.
Did you guys like what I'm talking about is like, did y'all like, y'all didn't make him or put him around like the girly stuff when he was a kid? You guys,
of course he was.
He was around more women than he was around men.
He had no men in his life.
Were you guys doing female things with him?
What is female things? We're women.
Like makeup, like that kind of stuff. Like
we lived our lives as women.
I mean,
you guys said you guys fought, like you fought people.
So you think
you guys were like rougher?
So I did put a couple of wigs on Micaiah.
I got a picture of Micaiah in some high heels and some lipstick, baby.
Yeah, we sure do pictures. Yeah. We got pictures of Uncle Eric in high heels when he was a baby.
Yeah,
and lipstick. And I know I got a picture of Micaiah with a wig on.
Yeah, but we're okay. Yeah, a little bit of stuff.
But that did not make him.
Now we're in a completely different time period. Nowadays, it's everywhere. You can literally look. It's everywhere. That's what I'm talking about.
You think it's pushed on people, but again, in the conversation we had last time, I have to remind you, because you're 15, you don't understand. you don't get history. You don't get where it started, how it started. You don't get how hard people had to fight to just be accepted, and
Because it's always been seen as wrong.
yes. There's a lot of things in society that people will push and try to tell you that you're wrong. But at the end of the day, once again, everybody is entitled to live their lives the way everybody is entitled to their happiness. And just because you don't agree with someone does not mean that they should not have the same rights as you. They're entitled. Your rights do not dictate how somebody else lives their life. It's just simply your opinion. And that's as far as that goes. But the LGBTQ, there was not the same rights. Just like the same thing for people of color did not have the same rights. Women did not have the same rights. Everybody was not treated equally. So marginalized people had to fight to get to a place where they were accepted just like everybody else. And so, yeah, now it's like, okay, we have to be more inclusive. So productions like movies and commercials and TV shows, the whole thing is to be more inclusive, which means include people from all different walks of life.
Everybody wants to see themselves
Yes.
portrayed.
Yes.
Like I remember there was a time where you would not see an interracial couple on TV at all. You wouldn't see it. And now it's
very common.
It's very common, right? But when I was growing up, you never saw that. You never saw a mom that was white, a dad that was black, and mixed kids on commercials, on TVs and movies. They did not talk about it because it was frowned upon. Same thing with the LGBT community. They've always been there, but they've had to hide. They've had to pretend. They've had to live lives unhappily because they weren't living their truth. And I feel like everybody has a right to live their truth. Now, whether or not, you brought up the Bible earlier and you said that's not what God wants. Well, technically none of us really know because the Bible is written by man. Okay. And so when we go up there and if I get up there, I will get up there before you. I will let you know. Okay. I'm gonna have a talk with him and I'm gonna ask him and I'll send that message back down to you. But I feel like God is love. And love comes in all kinds of shapes and forms. And if you're lucky enough to find it in whoever and however you find it, that I feel you need to snatch onto it and hold on to it, and you shouldn't be ashamed of it. Now, you have every right to feel the way you do. Absolutely. No one's going to take that from you. But at the same time, if somebody feels the opposite way about you, we have to respect that as well, right? And so hopefully the two of you can come to some kind of a common compromise, because I want your mom to be happy and I want you to be happy. You want your mom to be happy, right?
Yes.
So what if your mom's happiness is with a woman? Do you want your mom to be happy enough to not necessarily accept, but I would say not necessarily like, but accept. Like, okay, mom, I don't agree, but if this is what makes you happy, I'm going to support you because your happiness is important to me. You know, is that something that you might be able to get with, or is it just going to be a hard no for you? Like, I mean, what's going to happen if your mom decides that, yeah, she wants to follow through with this? Are you going to be like, I'm out?
Where he gonna go?
That's exactly what I'm thinking. It's, I mean, it's just like, I guess if that's what's gonna make her happy. I mean,
but your thoughts and your opinions are valuable and it is valid, right? But these are conversations you guys need to have. But your mom has lived 41 years of her life, and most of it was probably not truth, right? So we have to let your mom find her space in this place. Your mom, I've watched your mom. You guys are her whole world. You have been her whole world, her whole life since she was a kid. And you will always be her whole world. But your mom does deserve a little slice of the pie as well.
And this is not even to say, we don't have to like, this is just my truth as far as I am part of that that community that they talk about for all of these years. They've had this conversation, have made comments, but I wasn't in a space where I was able to tell them about, so I had to have these conversations, and they weren't aware that I was part of the community that they were criticizing, talking about. But that does not mean I'm going to go out and we don't know what life
we
holds.
don't know.
Like, this is not about, oh, I'm going to go out and just find myself a girlfriend. That's not the situation. Should that happen, that's going to be the case. Whatever. You would be uncomfortable, but yes, that would be something that you would have to just get used to. That's just life. There's a lot of things that you initially felt uncomfortable with, but as time goes on, it's something that you just get used to, because at the end of the day, if you want me to be happy, what makes me happy is what makes me happy. It's just that simple. So I understand that he would be uncomfortable, but we don't need to have a conversation like I'm about to go out and get a girlfriend tomorrow.
Right.
But this is just about me being free with being able to have this conversation from a different perspective, instead of talking to him as if I'm some outsider trying to defend a group of people that I'm not a part of. Now he's aware that I'm a part of that group, so his words will be a little bit different. It won't be the same. He has to be aware and mindful of his word choice, because he now knows that I'm a part of that group, and my perspective on the topic, I'm quite sure you understand now, is a little bit different.
But at the end of the day, your voice does matter, right?
Yes.
So absolutely, the way you feel is the way you feel, and you and your mom will continue to have these conversations. And
let me also make this one point, because a lot of people like to use the Bible as their go-to when they don't understand that particular topic. Because we're not going to talk about, we had this conversation, we're not going to talk about everything else that the Bible says is wrong. We're not going to discuss that.
Yeah.
We're going to speak
There's
on
a
this
lot.
one
Yeah.
topic that everybody likes to use the Bible to say, this is wrong. Stop going back to that, because there's a lot of things in the Bible that many people do, and the Bible says it's wrong. You also have to understand, and even though I am a Christian and I believe in God, I also respect the fact that not everybody does. Not everybody is Christian. There's atheists. There's people who don't believe in God. And although I don't agree with that, because my belief is different, I respect somebody else's opinion. I respect their thoughts and how they feel about something. I'm not going to mistreat somebody because they choose to believe in different things. So how they live their life is how they live their life. So you're using the Bible as your way to argue this topic won't be valid when you're discussing the topic with someone who doesn't even believe in God. So to keep that in mind, because that may be your go-to, but not everybody feels that way or believes that. So once again, that puts you in a situation where you have to understand everybody is different. Everybody's beliefs are different. They don't think like you, they don't see things like you, and you just have to understand. You can agree to disagree as long as you remain respectful.
And the Bible is very contradictory too, because the Bible says, you're not supposed to drink or smoke, but yet Jesus turned the water into wine. The Bible says that women cannot be preachers and be behind a pulpit, yet we have a whole lot of very powerful women ministers in this world. The Bible says we can't defile our body with tattoos, but yet a lot of people have tattoos. But the people that have tattoos, you look around the room, we all have tattoos, right? And we all are Christians or have some kind of relationship with Christ. It's a relationship, right? So it's like there's a lot of things in the Bible that say one thing, but if you go a few chapters down, it says something completely different. So it's in how you interpret it. Don't let the actual words of a book make you think something, because the Bible's written in a bunch of parables. It's just stories that they tell. So it's just like, but it is what it is. But what else? This is very heavy, but what is there? What else? What else is there that you have differences with your mom, or you want to bring up to your mom?
I would say like the topic of like God himself.
Okay.
Or religion.
Okay.
Because right now, I'm sure it'll change as I get older, but I feel like right now I'm obviously not an atheist, but I feel like I'm more of like agnostic because I don't know.
You're not. You know what? That man sitting right next to you, that's the man you need to have conversations with, because he was just like you when he was growing up. Okay, he didn't really believe. He he struggled with that too. He wasn't an atheist. He was just like, I know there's something bigger out there, but I can't say it's God. So that's who you have to talk to if you have any questions about that. But you will come into that in your own being as you grow and you go through things in life. You're going to find your own way, and whatever way you choose is best for you. That's what's good for you, and that's what your mom's going to want for you. How do you feel about that? The fact that he's not sure.
It's perfectly normal.
Yeah.
It's perfectly normal.
Yeah, because your sister.
Full-fledged adults.
Yeah.
Still, we have questions, and that's what people don't understand. We're not meant to know everything. We all have questions. Even the most faithful, we all have questions. There's nothing uncommon about his perspective, especially at this age.
Mm-hmm.
He'll grow, and especially because he wasn't raised in the church.
Right.
So it'd be one thing for children who are raised in the church and know only that. He wasn't raised in the church, so he feels how he feels. That wasn't forced upon him. So I think that's how that's supposed to go. He's growing and he's learning, and he will learn on his own. It's not going to be anything that I force upon him, but I trust and I have faith that he will learn as he gets older. He knows that my faith is strong. So I trust that as he gets older, he'll get to that place.
Yeah.
But what he feels is not uncommon. It's very normal for his age.
Even your mom and your auntie, when they were growing up, they didn't.
I always don't put me in that.
I mean, but y'all didn't want to go to church. Y'all,
yes.
I had to
For many reasons, though.
For many reasons, yeah. But your auntie, she had her issues with that too. So it's something that you're just going to come into on your own as you grow and as you go through things in life.
I just don't understand the concept of how she, like, I don't understand, like, if you were to turn your life, I guess, and start praying more and really believe in it, on how your life would get better physically.
It's called manifestation.
And it's not necessarily physically. It's not necessarily about the physical. That's not what I mean by that. And I speak from a different perspective because, remember, again, I'm the adult. I'm older, much older than you. I've been through a lot more things. So I can tell you from experience, when I did really start making more of an effort to have a better relationship with God, and I did pray and I did meditate and I did focus on that relationship, it changed things, not just externally, because clearly there's a lot of things externally that I would still like to happen. It's more of an internal thing. I had more peace even in the struggles that I was going through externally. It was much different. Again, it's my perspective, it's my life, it's my journey, so I can only speak from my perspective. That doesn't say, just because you believe in God or you have faith or you pray or whatever, that doesn't mean that your life is perfect. That's not what that means. You have a human experience, and part of having a human experience is trials and tribulations and heartache and all of those things. So that's just a part of life. That's, again, part of the human experience.
But how is it that he is like, how he has like the power to make you feel better inside if you pray for it and you manifest it? Because I feel like if you ever feel down, like you said, heartache, everybody has free will. You can get yourself out of that hole yourself. You don't need to pray to a God. You don't need to. Everything is in your control. Like,
I don't think anything that you do is only within your control. I wouldn't have got through any of the things that I got through if it wasn't for God. I couldn't do it by myself. That's faith. You think that maybe your perspective right now, you think that you're doing things by yourself, but then again, take into consideration that your trials and what you've experienced at your 15 years, it does not compare. You have not yet entered that chapter of life where you're being hit with actual heartbreak, actual trials, actual struggles. You have not been hit with that yet, so you don't know what that's like. You've never been to the point where you're actually having to rely on your faith and knowing the difference of having it and not having it.
It's not until you hit rock bottom sometimes and you don't have any way, you don't see any way out, that you start crying out to God. And a lot of times people turn to God when they have been hit with something traumatic in their life, a disaster or loss or something like that, and they don't have anywhere else to go. They turn to God. And like it's just a matter of, when we say God, it's like, I know when we say God, what are you envisioning? What do you think we mean when we say God?
I mean, obviously, like a higher up, like the man who loves all, and the man, the creator, the like that kind of stuff. Like,
You're saying that because that's what you've been told. That's not because that's what you feel.
I mean, that's what it sounds like to
That's
me.
just what comes to
That's
mind.
what
From
comes to
what you
mind.
heard.
What people's described, but I just, don't think, that's. I mean, from right now, what I believe, I just don't think that's true. I feel like no matter what the circumstance is, as long as you have like a job, a house, you could, like, as long as you have that, like, heartbreak is gonna be tough, but it- you could do anything. You could, like, this is what I mean by free will. Like, if everything's like my choice. Right now I could open the window and jump out. I could do anything I want to. I don't have to pray to somebody for me to feel better internally. I could do that myself. I don't need to pray to somebody to do that.
And again, it's easy for you because you're thinking with the mind of someone who has not experienced
I
real trauma or real
I understand
trials.
that, but it's like, obviously I'm not saying it's not going to be hard. Like, you're not going to struggle, but you can get through it. You don't have to pray to God for you to feel better. You obviously, it's going to take time and it's going to hurt and all this and that, but you can still get out of bed, go to work. You could do all that. Cry at night. You could, but still get up and do stuff during the day. You could, like, it's not, it's, difficult, but it's not. Because that's what I mean by free will. You have free will to do that. You don't,
Let me ask you something. Since your mom has been finding her faith and praying and doing all of that, do you feel that she is in a better place? Does she seem like she's in a better place?
I mean, yeah, she does
Okay.
compared to, but what I like to do, to be honest, I like to compare on how both of my parents handle it, because when I go with my dad, I see how he is, and I see my mom, and I like to compare how both of them are handling it.
Okay.
And they were both having a hard time in the beginning, and then
Your dad's a preacher's kid. You know that, right?
yeah,
Okay. So he was raised in a church.
yeah,
Okay.
they both seemed to struggle, but then obviously it seemed as more she took it heavier than he did. But that's not taken away from the fact that both of them are hurt. I just seen it more physically than I did in him whenever I saw him. And it was like now he's trying to see, I don't want to say anything bad, but it's he he wanted to take the time, and like what he wanted to do was better himself, be more situated, and get everything figured out before he ever tries to, like, look for another person after 17 years. and her, it was a new guy. A couple months, it was quick. I didn't understand that after, because obviously she still seemed very hurt about the situation, and I just think it would be better. I personally think it'd be better if she were to completely handle it and be better inside and get through it completely, then get into another relationship rather than than that having affect her new one.
So this is about your mom moving on a little bit faster than you would have liked, basically.
It doesn't. That's why right now that's the spot we're in, because I don't think it was enough time for that after 17 years.
Okay, Erynn, go ahead.
No, I'm not gonna get emotional.
Go ahead. He's being real open and honest with you and raw, and it's exactly what we asked for. So explain to
I
him.
choose my words wisely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Of course, again, he feels how he feels because he's a teenage boy. It makes sense. First of all, me meeting someone a month after me and your dad separated was just as surprising to me as it was to anybody else, because my mind was not, it was very unexpected. But once again, you cannot, there was nothing I can do about that. I met someone who obviously made me very happy, and it was what it was.
I mean, it's kind of hard for me to say something because I don't know the full story, but from what I can tell right now, the fact that the situation that you and him are in is, hey, I mean,
Just because it didn't work out.
that's my whole point. It didn't work out.
Okay, so let me explain. Let me explain this. So, even though, and again, just keep in mind that me and this person were not in a full-fledged relationship. We were dating, we were seeing each other, we were getting to know each other. It was still, we talked for a few months, decided to take a break, step away, then came back together. And when we came back together, that's when you were introduced. So when you guys were introduced to him and became aware of him, this had already been 6 months of me knowing him. And that part that you guys saw was me, yes, of course, wanting and us with the intentions of establishing an actual relationship. That was the plan. Just because it didn't work out, or we're not in contact right now, does not mean that it won't work out later or it wasn't a meaningful relationship, because at the end of the day, that person taught me a lot and treated me in a way that I've never been treated. And unfortunately, not by your dad, not by anyone. This person in that short amount of time treated me with more respect and care and consideration than anybody in my entire life. So.
Did my dad treat you like that in the first few months of talking to you?
No. No. I'm sorry.
So this is what I'm talking about.
So it doesn't make sense to you,
none
right?
of this
You're
makes
not
sense.
understanding.
And
the reason
I
you
met
don't
your dad when I was 22 years old, Dante.
Yeah.
I met your dad when I was very young.
No, I get that part. I'm talking about the other guy.
What?
You were talking to him before the split?
No. I didn't meet that guy until a month after me and your dad had already separated. A month after. I had never met him before.
And then when we were introduced, you were talking about to make it a relationship?
We weren't in a full-fledged, there was no titles, but yes, the way we were operating was that of a relationship. Yes. It was a complex dynamic, but yes, that was somebody I was committed to. We were operating like that of a couple, which is why which is why you were introduced to his son and he was introduced you. That's why there was that commingling of families and kids, and because I thought that was someone that that was someone I was gonna obviously be with long term. So
Is it his fault
what do you mean?
of why you're in this spot right now with him?
I would say more his fault. Yeah, I think we were both. It just didn't, for whatever reason, multiple reasons why it didn't work out. But maybe he was not ready. He was
I
not.
never thought you guys were ready for that. His son, dude's Iris's age. I mean,
He was very young. Yeah.
just had a kid, and you just got out of a 17-year relationship. I didn't see how that would work.
Why wouldn't you think that would work?
That's way too early on both sides.
Yes, that's a fair opinion or perspective. But that's not how I felt in that moment. That's not how I felt,
I mean,
obviously, after.
nobody's gonna feel like that if you feel that person is treating you right or he seems like a good guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
And just because it doesn't work out with someone doesn't mean that person was a bad person.
yeah,
That's not, I'm
but-
not going to sit here and say that he was a bad person because, again, people come into your lives for different reasons. So just because at this moment it doesn't seem like we're going to be together long term, we're not together right now, that still doesn't take away from who we were to each other during that time. That's an adult relationship that you can't really comprehend because you're 15 years old. So your comprehension of that type of relationship can only go so far. So I don't expect you to understand it completely. I respect your opinion, but clearly that was someone that I felt strongly for and thought that I was going to be with long term.
I mean, yeah, I can't really speak on this situation because I don't know the full story. I don't have all the intel, and then plus, I feel like every topic is gonna be brought up that I'm 15 and I don't know yet, and I haven't experienced because I haven't, so I
Yeah.
can't really speak on it. But that's how I see it. I don't think if I got out of a 17-year relationship and this girl I'm talking to had a kid 2 years ago, I mean, that doesn't sound like the right equation for a long-lasting relationship with somebody else.
There are people that have met. I have a friend. Her name is Terry. Hey, Terry, if you hear it. She knew her husband for a week.
Hmm.
A week. They have been married years, like over 20 years now. So I don't think you can put a time limit on something. If you meet somebody and you just know.
That's what I mean. I mean, like, it's life. Anything can happen in it, but the chances of it happening is very slim. I don't think that's a high percentage of that situation
Right,
happening.
but it can happen.
But as an adult, for somebody, especially somebody like me, if I felt like it was worth a try. That wasn't somebody that I was willing to not put forth the effort and not try for because of how I felt. That was somebody I was willing to make the effort and try for. It played out the way that it played out, and this situation is what it is right now, but that is still not something I don't regret. That's not a situation that I regret at all. And then you have to also understand, maybe you don't want to accept it or you don't want to see it, but just because me and your dad were together for 17 years does not mean that I was not mentally and emotionally checked out of that relationship years prior. It was just a matter of the physical separation that took place just recently in from how you're looking at it, but me and your dad, unfortunately, were done years ago, and we were trying to force a situation that just clearly was not working until it got to the point where enough was enough.
Yeah, I kind of put those pieces together a very long time ago.
So then you should
it was
know.
very clear to see.
So you should know.
So you grew up and you kind of knew that things were kind of rocky, right?
It's been pretty rocky my entire life. I mean,
Okay.
Ever since I've been conscious, obviously. I mean, it hasn't been really. I've never seen them. I've personally don't remember ever seeing them like an actual couple before. I've never seen that before.
So you're 15 and you're saying that you've never seen your parents. You've never seen them and thought of them as a couple. Like you never saw.
Honestly, every time I think of them two together, I think of fighting. I mean, I've never thought of an actual couple. It just seemed like two people trying to force something that's not there.
Okay, well then that's fair. So in that sense, that's exactly what your mom just said. She was checked out. They were holding on for whatever reasons they were holding on to for quite some time. So this new relationship that doesn't seem too far fetched when you're in a relationship and you're not truly 100% happy and you're trying to make it work and it's not working, then somebody else comes along and they seem to be offering all of the things that have been missing in your relationship and in your life. You kind of want to cling on to that. So the fact that you can recognize that has been an issue all of your life since conception, you say, that says a lot. That says that you saw your parents in a not a happy state most of your life,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
How does that make you feel?
Um, Bad. I mean, I wish it was different. I wish they got to stay together and be happy, but I'm not mad that they split. I see she's now doing good. My dad's now doing good, so that's it makes me feel better now than to know that they're both good
Hmm.
and looking for something different on their own rather than fighting every day and this and that.
Now you get the best of both parents, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Still waiting for the day to have a stepdad and a stepmom.
Uh,
I'm sure that day is gonna come.
so okay, so we know how you feel about your mom moving on. If your dad was to move on, how would you feel about that? Like if your
I would
mom,
I would still feel it
you
would still feel weird just the same as it would for her.
okay.
It wouldn't change. It would still be something I'd have to get used to. Heck, maybe even a two new stepmoms. That'd be kind of crazy. But
At the end of the day, we want everybody to be happy and everybody to be comfortable and
yeah,
everybody to feel safe, right?
hmm
So I think you said a lot. Um, that statement about not seeing good in a relationship for a long time is saying a lot. That your parents decided when they decided to make that split, it was good, not only for them as individuals, but as them as a couple, and ultimately for you guys, because I'm sure it was not so comfortable growing up in a relationship with them where y'all saw not a whole lot of what should have been, right?
sometimes I wish it did because it kind of affects me in my relationships nowadays.
Okay.
I can't really keep one because it's kind of hard for me to show affection.
Okay.
It's kind of difficult. I don't know how else to show affection besides buying people stuff.
Okay.
That's kind of how my relationship, man. I had a good one this year actually with this girl. I almost said her name, but my mom knows who she is. I met her whole family. We were pretty good. We were good for a very long time. It was like what they call like a honeymoon phase. Me and her were like kind of like inseparable, and then um, it got to the point where I don't know my. She said my effort kind of stopped. Like it doesn't seem like she said words, actions are better than words. I kind of struggle with that. I can't. I struggle with showing it, but I say it a lot, but
You
I don't really show it.
struggle with showing it because you didn't see it.
I kind of think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how to. I don't know how to do it, but I just feel like I'm very um not emotionally checked out, but I don't really show my emotions as much as I did. Like as a kid, I did, yeah, but now like what kind of stuff I don't really. You won't really see me doing a whole lot. I won't really.
You have free will, right?
Yeah. I mean,
So,
I obviously could do it if I wanted to, but
so why
I
aren't you doing it?
I honestly choose. I don't choose not to, but I feel like it me at 15, I don't see myself finding the love of my life here. I honestly think it should I don't think it should be, but my opinion is to like have fun, explore, grow up and do things together, like go through life together at this age. Well, not go through life, but just have fun with each other more so than have like a full blown relationship like how she wanted it. And she obviously didn't see the same, so that's kind of how we split. I didn't really have the energy to do what she wanted me to do, but I obviously could have, but it's just not something that I wanted to do. It's but
S-
I really I really did love the girl. I'm not gonna lie, I do. I still
Okay.
do, but
So
it's
you
just
said that you buy things.
yeah, like
So
flowers and
instead
stuff
of
like that.
emotionally being there.
Yeah,
Okay. So if you know that and you love her and you still love her, so isn't that enough for you to try to figure out?
that's the thing. I just don't. I don't.
No, yeah, yeah. And I agree with you, and I told you that. I do think that you should understand, but that's part of growing up. You have to
Mhm.
understand, yes, of course, buying stuff is not the only way that you can show love. And yes, you do need to become somebody who's more comfortable with showing affection. But at 15, there should be no talking about the love of my life
True.
and and all of the stuff that you guys talk about. You guys are still kids. You can love and care for each other, but the pressure of being committed with to each other for the rest of your life at 15, that's not something that either one of you guys should be doing. But that does not mean that you can't love her and care for her and respect her and treat her
Yeah,
that way. But yeah, the pressure of those heavy adult things should not be on either one of you. But yeah, of course, naturally, she's going to want that and feel that way because that's a natural thing for young girls to want. That's a natural thing for women to want because we are more in tune with the emotional side of things, our feelings. Yes, and we do want that.
yeah.
We are. I did not say that
We kind
we're
of had an argument the other day about women are
this
more emotional than guys are, and she
this
kind
guy.
of just contradicted herself right there. But
I said we're more in tune with our emotions. I did not say
yeah,
that we are more emotional or don't have control. We're more in tune. We are more loving.
yeah,
We're more
it's
loving.
yeah. I just it kind of makes me think about you and dad a little bit, our situation, because we were kind of forcing something that wasn't there anymore. And this is what I mean. I was having a rough time with with us not talking anymore. I kind of had a little. I was depressed for a little bit, but that's kind of what I'm talking about. I kind of got myself out of that. I didn't really. I I just kept going. I got up every day, started going to these workouts after school. This kind of not distracting myself, but kind of like
Kept
that,
busy.
make myself busy. But then every time like I'm alone in my room, I'll think about the situation. But I'm glad it happened. She kind of like you say about I almost said his name, his government name. But but with him, she taught me a lot. And I think I'll for my next relationship, I think I'd be a better partner, more understanding. That was kind of my first actual relationship. I was just learning everything for the first time. But yeah, I think I honestly don't want it to be a next one. I'm not gonna lie.
You don't want to be in a relationship no more?
No, he loves this girl.
Oh, you want this one to
Yeah,
work out. Okay.
but it's just I feel like more of a problem that I had is that I'm out the way. I don't really talk to a lot of people. I kind of just really stay to myself, and she was more of an outgoing type of person. I can't do that,
Okay.
and she had a problem with that. And mean
That's crazy. So it's yeah, a lot like
me, me and her. Another thing about I every time me and her argued, I would think about her and my dad, because I don't have the energy to argue. I don't. There's no point. Obviously, her point, we're arguing so she could get her point across, and I get my point across. I never really try to get a point across. I would just apologize for something and not push it off, but just try to get it over with because I hate it. I had enough of it.
Well,
So-
let me just say you and your dad differ in that sense
Yeah.
because your dad definitely had a lot of energy to argue with me.
So-
He definitely was never backing down from an argument. But you can discuss things. You have to get to a place where you can discuss how you feel or listen to how she's feeling without it being an argument.
That's the thing, though.
But again, that's too much pressure right now for you at this point.
At this age, girls don't like to be wrong. They just want to be right all the time. So there's no
Honey,
point.
that don't change with age. Trust me, we always want to be right because we usually are.
You want to be right all the time?
We usually are.
Be honest.
No. No.
She doesn't need to be, but she
I'm
wants
coming
to
from
be.
I'm coming from a very logical perspective at this point.
Logical?
But at this point, no, because I can admit when I'm wrong. Even in the situation with the last one, there were things that I did that I had to apologize for because I was coming out of a very toxic situation with your dad, and I let those things affect how I interacted with him or how I talked to him or how I handled things with him, and I had to realize I was wrong and I had to apologize. So I can admit when I'm wrong at this point.
But some things in my relationship, I did things while we were talking. We weren't even in a full relationship. We weren't even in a relationship yet. And she got mad at me like a couple months after because she seen something about it. It was just me and my female friend. It looked bad, but it really wasn't. She thought me and her had like feelings or something. But it's hard to defend myself with that. With like, she didn't know, and that kind of affected our whole relationship. And then like when somebody forgives you for something, but they still are like
Hold on to it.
hold on to it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was kind of like that. And there'll always be like little jokes about it, like, "Oh, then go with your." It's kind of ironic because that girl and my girlfriend, they had the same name, so it was like, "Oh, go to the better one," this and that, and I'll just laugh about it, like, "Nah, you're the better one." And then when she would get upset at me for doing something, I would apologize, and then she would do something like a couple days after it, and I would talk to her about it. But then it's like, I don't know if you guys have been on her side of the stick. I'm on the other side where I do stuff. And she's okay. So you ever feel like you shouldn't even bring something up because of what you've already done, and you don't have a right to get mad at them for something?
Because you've done it or you've done something.
Just because I've done stuff before.
Mhm.
So I just felt, and then I would obviously feel the way, so I'd start acting strange, I guess. That's what she would say. And then she told me that she's very welcoming. She's never given me nothing to not talk to her about anything. So I was like, okay. And then after we had that talk, and I came to her about something, and it became a whole problem. And then after that, I never said anything after that because I just hate conflict. I hate having problems. It's so.
Is it just with girls, or was it just with her, or just people in general, or just
People
her?
in general, to be honest, but more so girls. It's like it's tiring.
We're
He
complicated
thinks we're
creatures.
stressful.
We are complicated creatures.
It's
He
honest.
just wants it to be peaceful. He wants it to
But they
be.
look for a problem all the time, and they think it's okay to have problem because they think, oh, it's for the better of our relationship. I honestly think it's not. I feel like it's better to sit down and listen to each other, and then give your feedback after you guys listen to both sides. But instead of just on and on and on and on, raising your voice, this and that, it's just, bro,
The emotions get the best of people sometimes, right?
that's the problem. People let their emotions get the best of them. I feel like that's not, especially being an adult, that's not good to have. But as growing up, it's acceptable. But as an adult, if you let your emotions get the best of you, I feel like you're kind of a weak human being, weaker, Because if you can't control yourself and you just take it out on other people or yourself, you're kind of a weaker person. Because you can't control yourself, what makes you think you can control anything else? So like,
Mm.
it
Wow.
doesn't make any sense. But at 15, I guess it's all right. But I think it's better to be able to control yourself now at this age. So it's better as you're older.
So
If
what?
adults can't do it, then the expectation for you guys to be able to do it is unrealistic.
But I think
Adults struggle. So how
Yeah.
can you expect a 15-year-old? You can. Your point is valid. What you're saying makes perfect sense. Even in an adult relationship, it makes perfect sense to be able to sit down and calmly talk and discuss and not raise your voice. What you're saying makes perfect sense. But then at the same time, you have to take into consideration maybe the way you view things is a little advanced compared to kids your age.
Very much.
Yeah. So you can't necessarily fault. You can't, as even, and not even to say the girl that you love and want to ultimately be with. She is also a 15-year-old girl. So and I don't think either one of you guys have perfect communication skills or have this deep understanding of like serious committed relationships. Like you guys are both learning and you're growing, you're changing. And who you are right now at 15 is not who you guys are going to be at 25, 30 years old. So, yes, it's frustrating, it's tiring. And again, that's why I told you at this age, you guys are not ready to be in that type of relationship. You guys can be friends, still talk, love each other, be there for each other, and have that type of relationship. And hopefully, as you guys grow, and get older, maybe that is the person that you're going to end up being with later on down the line. You never know. But as of right now, she's clearly somebody that you really love and care about. So that doesn't necessarily mean it has to be more than that. She can simply be somebody that you love and care about and are going to continue to be there for as you guys grow up.
I mean, that's exactly how I felt. But then knowing that it would change and it would go bad if I were to tell her that while we're together, obviously I don't want things to go bad. So I just kept that and I kept going on with it. And then I kept showing that I can't I can't play a mature boyfriend role in a relationship and do all the things that she wants me to. So it was just
You're 15,
You have
babe.
to make hard decisions sometimes.
Yeah.
yeah, that was a hard decision.
But all of that, as you get older, you're going to get wiser. You're going to learn more, and you're going to understand more. I feel like you're an amazing young man, and you're very, very advanced for your age. Absolutely. And I think, you're going to be an amazing partner when the time comes. And I just think you're, huh? Wise beyond his years. Absolutely. Like, I
Very
feel like I'm
wise.
sitting here talking to an adult.
Yeah, that's what I said. For me, because you're much wiser than me.
Yeah. Very, very smart.
But you will have to learn how to be in touch with your emotions. You will have to learn ways to be affectionate, even though you didn't grow up around it, you didn't see it. You still know it's very important. So you can acknowledge, like how you said, you and your dad you have the same mindset in a lot of ways. You're a lot like your dad in that way. Understand that that's one of the ways that you are a lot like your dad, but it did not work for me and your dad. And so therefore it could very much hinder you having a healthy relationship as an adult. So affection is needed. Love and consideration is needed. You cannot just be buying people things and expect your relationship to work. So you will have to learn that. And unfortunately, the thing that you have to understand, you not being around that was my fault. Me not putting you or giving you an environment. Oh my God.
I feel like I'm looking at me right now in the sense of what you're feeling like, and you have nothing to feel guilty about. Like, I know you
No,
feel
of course I do.
no.
I mean, I
Because
wouldn't.
it was one of the
You were living life and you were doing the best you could with what you were given.
but that is one of the worst things to know, that your children grew up in a household that was lacking love. That's the absolute worst.
I know.
And like that goes to like you speaking of, and it sucks to say, but the relationship that you saw me in for those few months, you probably saw more affection and love in those couple of months than you did your entire life between me and your dad.
I honestly did.
I know.
It was the little things, the little touches, the gestures, the the urge of looking like they want to kiss, like they want to. When they did it, it was more forced. Like all right, that's what we should do around our kids to say bye, to show that we are in a relationship.
Bring the mic closer.
Oh, but they, but with her and old boy, I mean, it was nice to see. It made me happy, I guess. Uh,
That's probably the first time you saw your mom happy.
it honestly was. She seemed. I ain't never seen her smile that much before in my life. I'm not gonna lie. All 32, shiny teeth, all straight around this guy. But I mean, seeing that it made me feel good. But I was still uh about the whole situation. I was still iffy about it.
Because
But
you
It was
wanted that to be
something
with your
new.
dad.
yeah, it was.
It,
Yeah,
it was something new, but I could tell, and even in our conversations now, I could tell that that was something you were starting to get used to.
it was.
It was something that you were, like you said, you appreciated. It was something you liked to see, and that was something that obviously I, as your mom, it made me feel good to give you that little glimpse of what it was like, or what it is like when two people do love each other, because that's the type of dynamic. That's how it should be. The
Mhm.
affection, the playing, the joking, the laughing, that's how it should be. It shouldn't be forced. It should just be a natural thing. And so that was something that I obviously look forward to showing you guys. I wanted that to be my life. I also wanted it to be your guys' life. I wanted it to be his son's life. I wanted his son to grow up, and I wanted to be able to give his son what I wasn't able to give you guys, which was a happy home with two parents who, loved each other, because it was one of my biggest regrets is that I did not give you that environment. And so it's my fault that you struggle with showing emotions. And for that, I'm sorry. But with the way life is, it's my fault. It's not your fault, but it's going to be your responsibility to learn a different way. And now that I know right now, I'm going to do what I can right now to help you get out of that mindset. But unfortunately, yeah, that is going to be your responsibility. You have to acknowledge that it's not okay. It's not normal. It was wrong. And it should be much different than that. And so for the last few years of your childhood, I'm going to try to help you be a more affectionate person, because it's definitely going to be needed in your relationship as an adult. And I don't want you to make the same mistakes that your dad did or I did. I don't want you to repeat those mistakes.
I'm gonna try not to have a kid that early. Say, hey, boy, you never know. But actually, though, um, yeah, thinking about it though, right now, really thinking about it, about the whole situation, it did feel great to see how happy she is with him in the house. It it was weird because I never seen it before, and I didn't understand at that point that it was something that feels so good to see, especially after so many years of not seeing it, not knowing what it is. It was That's why I wasn't um really. It was just very. I didn't understand at that point in time that it was something very good to see.
He stopped resisting.
Yeah,
He was the hard one at first. He didn't like it at first. He wasn't happy about it. But after a while,
it was weird to be around, especially
Because that wasn't your normal. Your normal
Yeah.
was something completely different. So this didn't seem right to you at first.
my norm was looking like roommates,
Yeah. Oh, wow.
roommates in the house,
Yeah.
just walking past each other. No really glimpse on their phones the entire time. That's all I've really seen. Um, it's crazy, but I feel like that's probably the worst thing I had coming up. Everything else it was pretty good for what the situation was. It was
I still loved you, and I was still.
yeah. Didn't take their anger out on me. I would have much rather each other than me. I'm not gonna lie. That would be a crazy dynamic.
Ah. Well,
I'm sorry.
I don't think it's something to apologize for.
It definitely is.
That's crazy.
how you feeling right now?
I don't want to be a bummer, but kind of the same as when it started.
Mom did a womp womp womp.
I know, right? Let me find it. Oh no, that ain't it. Which one is it? Nope, that ain't it. Oh nope, that ain't it. Okay.
At least he's honest.
He's honest.
Honesty is
He's honest.
Honesty is key.
Well,
so.
listen, is there anything else y'all want to say to each other before we wrap this up?
Nah, not really.
that you.
But you're all joking over here.
You can end by saying that I'm the best mom ever and you love me so much.
She is the best mom ever, and I love her so much.
Well, she really
say
is.
it like you mean it.
It really is.
You good?
Oh.
Oh,
Y'all thought y'all were here like 10 minutes. Y'all are almost an hour and a half.
Yeah, this has
Dang.
been this has been really good, y'all. This is it. Listen, it's important to have these conversations.
no. No.
What?
Yeah.
It's important to have these conversations, right? To be honest with each other, to be open with each other. And you've said a lot of very important things, Dante. And I know your mom hears you, and I know she listens to you. I hope you hear her, and I hope you guys continue to grow together and understand each other and just find a way to be happy and all of that good stuff.
Yeah, I don't know why we got in here. She said I ate her the most out of all of them.
I didn't say you hate me. God,
She
I would
said-
hope that you didn't hate me.
You said resents me the most. I
You
was
go
like, "What?"
against me.
I mean, yeah,
Which is
because-
weird
You
because
argue with me more than anybody.
which is weird
It's
because
'cause-
That just
sorry.
means that you're going to be my best friend when we're old.
no, I was gonna say because Dante, you were
Dante.
always mommy's little boy.
You're going to be my best friend when you're the adult. You were such a mama's boy.
You were such a mama's boy.
I think it's just because I grew up to be more like my dad.
Bro, that wasn't until last year when we separated. You weren't like him until then. Then all of a sudden.
It was an awakening.
Cannot.
That's why we go against each other so much.
This guy.
It's just
Oh, you
it
going?
went from partner to partner, just mom to son. It's
This-
So,
Oh my
okay.
God,
Oh,
this
so
guy.
you gonna continue the shenanigans?
that's what I'm scared of. I hope not.
Okay.
I hope my relationship's not like that.
Do not.
I feel like I'm gonna more get myself established first. I feel like money plays a big role into every relationship. Plays a big role into every. Oh, my socks are dirty. My bad. But I think it does. I feel like it would be different and easier if you know,
Mm.
financially stable.
Money doesn't buy happiness, babe.
We had that talk. I feel like it makes things way easier rather than when you are.
It
on the-
makes your circumstances easier, but
Yeah.
it doesn't make you love somebody.
Yeah, it doesn't buy you happiness, but if
It just helps you pretend a little bit longer.
not pretend, it helps it makes it easier. Like imagine when y'all separated, but you're kind of wealthy though. Shoot, wouldn't have to. Hey, wouldn't have to go out, and she buys the drinks instead. Boy, she ain't get.
How do you know Auntie buys me
You
drinks?
said that. You said, "Girl, you made me go out. You're
Oh
buying the
yeah,
drinks."
when I told you,
She could buy. She'd be able to buy a whole section, big bottles. Boy,
Still divorced. Miserable with money. So money's not it's what you're doing right now. Communication, being honest, being genuine, being
Yeah.
authentic, being a good person.
Yeah.
I feel like that. I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna take it. Shoot. Being miserable with money doesn't sound right to me.
it's definitely possible.
It's possible, yeah. Anything's possible.
You see a lot of rich folks, they are not happy. That's why they do drugs. That's why they go to jail for theft. That's why they do things they're not supposed to do because they're chasing something else because they are not happy.
Because they say money is the root of all.
Evil. Yeah.
Money changes people.
That's the thing. I feel like they just don't. They don't. I feel like what I would do with money would make me happy. I would know what to do.
Your idea of it is just to be able to be comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
not struggle, not fight over. So, like you said, things would be different. So, like we wouldn't have fought. Me and your dad would not have fought about finances. We would not have been.
I feel like that was the root of all problems.
No, it was not.
But I mean, not the root
No,
of
it
all,
was-
but
Money
it
doesn't make you affectionate.
That's not how we started. That was not the beginning of our problems.
was there a problem about him showing effort?
Yes, your dad was not. No, sir.
What was the biggest issue? We're gonna keep it above. What was the biggest
Good question. Biggest
But you
issue.
have to be honest, and you gotta eat that shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, first of all, your dad cheated on me within months.
I mean,
I chose to stay with
mean,
him because I
you-
loved him, but the trust had never been. I'm not gonna say never had been established because for the first couple of months I went so hard. People were coming at me left and right. Jason did. Oh wait, we know his name. We're not. Please.
We can't give the government
We
name
can't
or
give the
anything on
government
this
name of people,
side.
yes,
Yeah,
but that's-
yeah.
But yes, people would come at me left and right, and I was rocking so hard with
I mean-
him, like, no, you're just trying to break us up. I was going so hard, and then I found out he had been lying the whole time.
but you have to understand at the same time. I'm not defending him, but you have to know. My dad at 22,
Bro, he wasn't 22. He's 4 years older than me. He was 28.
at 20,
He was
26. At 26, my dad at 26.
It doesn't make a difference if you make a
Dante.
commitment to
Y'all know what
somebody,
guy he was at 26? He tells me all the time.
It doesn't
Bookie,
matter.
he cheated on me years
yeah.
later. He cheated on me when you were born, baby. Your dad had cheated on your dad. You want to keep it a buck?
Yeah.
You want to keep it a buck?
Keep it a buck.
Your
please.
dad was hitting the girl up while I was in the hospital right after I had just had you. I was in the
That's
hospital.
a tough pill to swallow. Boy.
Exactly, baby. Exactly. I was fighting the girl while I was pregnant with you, and your dad was still. When I went through the phone bill, your dad was still calling the girl the day I was in the hospital. When he came home to get clothes for me, he was calling the girl while I was laid up in the hospital with you.
That
So it wasn't just your
could've-
dad at 26.
could have been avoided the first time it happened.
I should have left him in the beginning.
But that wouldn't have been. That's what I'm talking about. I
Exactly.
wouldn't have been here. So,
Exactly.
hey,
But see, I loved him at the time, and I thought he would change. I thought I could fix him. I could love him into being a better man. And
that's how I feel about the girls.
but it got to the point where I lost respect. I lost so much respect for him and didn't trust him. We could not go back, and it was being forced year after year after year. Finances was a major issue, yes, because your dad was the only one working. I wasn't working, and he used that as leverage. You want to keep it a buck?
I don't know. That's not really a tough pill to swallow. I kind of knew the situation, but it's like,
Okay, so that wasn't, but money wasn't the initial thing, because when I met your dad, I was working. I was working all the way up until I had your brother.
that's the could have used free will right there. I'm not gonna lie.
Could have. I wish I could go back and do things differently. Trust me, honey, because 17 years of my life was gone.
Shoot,
I can't get that time back.
I'm glad I'm glad things went the way they were. I'm happy with the person I am and how I am and how I go about things. But if you were to leave him after you found out he cheated the first time, I wouldn't have a problem.
You wouldn't be here.
I would stay unborn.
You would
No,
stay unborn.
but we don't want you to stay unborn because we love you.
I mean, imagine how different.
Maybe that should have been a final straw when I found out that he was still doing it while after I had Dante. So I had my two blessings. I should have been out at that time. But once again,
Too deep to turn back.
I had two babies within a year, wasn't working. Your dad's the only one making money, so you put two and two together.
That would be bad for us.
Stuck
Two
like
kids, no job?
Stuck like Chuck. With the two other ones, mind you. So, circumstances, there was a lot of reasons why we stayed together for all those years.
Life was lifing.
Life was lifing.
Life was lifing.
And then it just couldn't do it no more.
And with that, everybody, we gonna close this out because this was heavy, but this was
Dante,
good.
you see, me and Dante can have a conversation for a long time.
This was good. We gonna readdress this, Dante. We gonna do this again. Okay.
I be trying to do it with my siblings. They're not going for it.
Oh, they will.
They will.
They will.
Like conversation be like, bro, what are you talking about?
Jeremiah will.
Yeah, we'll y'all can do a family pod.
He would get mad.
No, Jeremiah would.
Bro, what are you talking about? Bro, are you dumb? That's how he'd be like.
That sounds like you got some trauma for Jeremiah too. Oh, put him and Jeremiah on the podcast
together.
today.
Yeah.
I used to get mad. I used to feel like bro was doing too much.
Dang.
Well, we can address all that when we are all together again. But I want to thank you guys for coming on, being real, being raw, and just opening up your hearts and your minds and your thoughts and sharing that with all of us. And for everybody out there listening, remember, have conversations with your kids. It's very important that you talk to them. It's very important that they talk to you. Be open and honest. And don't try to fake the funk because they can see right through it, as we saw right now. Dante saw straight through the shenanigans, and your kids can too. So until next time, y'all, be kind, be loving, be sweet, be gentle, be your true, authentic selves. Hold the door open, say hello, give a compliment, and smile because the world needs more of it.
Have at it, family divided. We every shop, but we're still united. Hot takes, hard hits, you're all invited. Have at it, family divided.